High in the Himalayas lies Bhutan, the land of the thunder dragon, a country that values happiness over gold. Here, happiness isn't chased, it's woven into daily life, community, and nature. I came not for sights, but to live as the Bhutanese do, sharing their days and meals. My adventure began with curiosity, and Bhutan revealed its quiet strength, one moment at a time. Bhutan is known for its exclusivity. Most visitors pay a hefty daily fee for guided tours. But I wanted something different, to experience Bhutan on just $500 for an entire month. No fancy hotels, no private drivers, just resourcefulness and connection. My budget was my key, pushing me out of the tourist bubble and into the real Bhutan. $16 a day meant relying on local hospitality, eating where locals eat, and traveling as they do. It was daunting, but the challenge was part of the adventure. This wasn't about being cheap. It was about proving that travel can be an exchange, not just a transaction. I wanted to see if respect and simplicity could open doors that money couldn't. My budget became my compass, guiding me toward authentic experiences. What kind of Bhutan could I discover for $500? Would kindness and curiosity be enough to carry me through? I was ready to find out. The true wealth of Bhutan, I believed, was in its people, and I was about to put that belief to the test, one ngultram at a time. My first challenge was finding a place to stay. Luxury hotels were out of reach. Wandering into the villages, I met Kinley, an elderly woman who offered me a simple room in her wooden house. The window overlooked rice fields, and the air was filled with birdsong and distant monastery chants. Kinley spoke little English, but we shared smiles and morning tea. Her salty, buttery sujar became my daily comfort. Her home was alive with grandchildren's laughter and neighbors dropping by for tea. I wasn't just a guest. I was slowly woven into the fabric of their lives. This humble room became my entry point into Bhutanese life, teaching me about family, simplicity, and generosity. From my window, I watched farmers and monks, feeling not like a tourist, but a participant. The true luxury was connection, not comfort. Living with Kinley showed me the heart of Bhutan. Here, I learned that home is where you're welcomed as family. Getting around on a budget meant embracing Bhutan's lively local transport. Shared taxis, packed with people, luggage, and sometimes chickens, became my main ride. Each journey was a social adventure. Monks, market women, and pop music on winding mountain roads. Walking was even better. Thimphu streets are made for wandering, with no traffic lights, just policemen directing cars with graceful gestures. I explored hidden alleys, bustling markets, and noticed the small details. Incense drifting, children reciting lessons, intricate doorways. Waiting for taxis or getting lost on foot became opportunities, not inconveniences. The rhythm of the streets, walking, waiting, sharing rides, became the rhythm of my days. It was slow, deliberate, and deeply human. I learned to appreciate the journey, not just the destination. This way of travel connected me to Bhutan in ways I never expected. The streets taught me patience, observation, and the joy of moving at the pace of life. In Bhutan, the journey itself is the reward. Eating on $16 a day meant skipping tourist restaurants for bustling, family-run eateries. I'd point at what looked good, and for $1 or $2 I'd get a plate of authentic Bhutanese food, hearty, honest, and made with love. Embark, the fiery chili and cheese stew, quickly became my favorite, served with nutty red rice. Meals were simple but deeply satisfying. Rice, vegetables, and always a bowl of Embark. Kinley invited me to her kitchen, where we made momos together, folding dough and sharing stories by the warmth of the stove. Eating with her was about more than food. It was about family and the comfort of home-cooked meals. Food in Bhutan reflects the country itself, bold, uncomplicated, and rooted in the land. Sharing a meal is an act of community. Strangers became friends over steaming plates. My budget didn't limit me. It led me to the most authentic tables in the kingdom. In those humble eateries, I never felt like a stranger. I learned that the best way to understand a culture is to share its food. Every meal was a lesson in happiness. The real feast was in the company and connection. Gross national happiness, GNH, sounded abstract until I saw it in action. It's not just policy, it's the soul of Bhutan, shaping everything from environmental care to daily interactions. GNH's pillars, sustainable development, culture, environment, and good governance, are lived out in simple ways. In my village, neighbors helped each other build houses, sharing work, songs, and meals with no expectation of payment. This spirit of community is a powerful safety net. Everyone's well-being is interconnected. Spirituality is everywhere. Prayer flags flutter, elders spin prayer wheels, and blessings ride the wind. Faith creates an atmosphere of peace and mindfulness, encouraging compassion for all living things. Simplicity is celebrated. There's pride in tradition, national dress, and a life free from the pressure to accumulate. Happiness is found in family, nature, and spiritual practice, not in material wealth. GNH taught me that true wealth is having enough and appreciating what you have. The relentless pursuit of more brings anxiety, not joy. Bhutan's lesson is clear. Happiness is a shared, simple, and deeply rooted way of life. It's about balance, compassion, and gratitude. Here, contentment is a strength. And that's the real magic of Bhutan. My most cherished memories weren't the grand sights, but the small, unexpected moments of connection. Playing football with young monks, laughter echoing under the Himalayan sky. No language needed, just joy. Caught in a rainstorm, a shopkeeper offered me tea and a shawl, her kindness warming more than the cold. Evenings on Kinley's balcony, she pointed out constellations and shared Bhutanese myths under a sky ablaze with stars. These moments weren't on any itinerary. They happened in the quiet spaces between. They were born from openness, patience, and a willingness to connect. The happiness of Bhutan isn't a concept. It's a feeling, experienced in shared laughter, a kind gesture, or a story told under the stars. These small encounters were my greatest teachers. They showed me that happiness is found in the ordinary, not the extraordinary. The real treasures of travel are the people you meet and the moments you share. These are the memories I carried home. Bhutan's magic lives in its everyday kindness, and that's what I'll never forget. There are two ways to see Bhutan, through the window of a tour bus or from a dusty seat in a shared taxi. The first is beautiful and curated. You'll see the famous sights and hear the stories. But my budget forced me into the other Bhutan, the one behind the scenes. Living in a local home, I saw morning rituals and family life. Eating in small eateries, I tasted real flavors and shared tables with locals. Walking and taking public transport, I experienced the country's unpolished, vibrant heart. The guided tour shows you the highlights. Living locally lets you feel the heartbeat. A tourist observes, I participated. It was messy, unpredictable, and deeply rewarding. What's missed on tours isn't the sights, but the feeling, being welcomed as a guest, not a client. For those willing to step lightly and respectfully, there's a whole other world to discover. In Bhutan, you can become part of the story, not just a spectator. As my month in Bhutan ended and my $500 ran out, I felt immense gratitude. I arrived with a question: could I live here on so little? The answer was yes, but I left with so much more. Happiness isn't about what we have, but how we live, our connections, our respect for nature, our joy in simple things. The real treasures are the people you meet and the lessons you learn about yourself. My journey wasn't about cheap travel, but about a different, more mindful way to explore. I hope my story inspires you to seek hidden happiness in your own travels. Step off the beaten path, talk to strangers, try the local food, and be open to magic. The world is full of stories waiting to be heard. Let's promise to stay curious, to keep exploring, and to keep our hearts open. The adventure is everywhere, if you're willing to listen.